The airport smelled of coffee, polished floors, and quiet hurry. Daniel Carter held his 5-year-old daughter Lily close as they walked toward the gate. Her small arms were wrapped around his neck, her head resting on his shoulder. She had fallen asleep after crying from exhaustion. Daniel had not slept either. Life as a single father was already heavy, and this trip was supposed to be a fresh start. Daniel was not poor, but he didn't look rich either. His coat was simple, his shoes slightly worn. The only thing that showed on his face was tiredness and dignity. He had used almost all his savings to buy a first-class ticket because Lily had recently recovered from pneumonia, and the doctor had advised comfort and rest during travel. When they reached the boarding area, the flight attendant at the gate, named Amanda, glanced at him and then at Lily. Her eyes paused on Daniel's clothes, then on his ticket. Something in her expression changed. "Sir," she said sharply, "are you sure you are in the right line?" Daniel smiled politely. "Yes, ma'am, first class." Amanda checked the ticket again, slowly, as if expecting a mistake. Then she looked at Lily. "Children cry in first class. Other passengers won't be comfortable." Daniel felt his chest tighten. "She's asleep. I promise she won't disturb anyone." Amanda sighed loudly. "Rules are rules. First class is for premium passengers who expect peace." Daniel tried to stay calm. "I paid for this seat. I'm not asking for anything extra." Her tone grew colder. "I'm asking you to move to economy. I will arrange another seat." Daniel looked at Lily's pale face. He remembered the hospital rooms, the long nights, the fear of losing her. He shook his head gently. "I'm sorry, but I can't move. She needs comfort." Amanda's voice rose slightly, attracting attention. "Sir, don't create a scene." People started looking. Daniel felt embarrassed but remained quiet. A security staff member approached. After a brief discussion, Daniel was told to step aside. His ticket was valid, but Amanda insisted that management policy allowed attendants to relocate passengers if they felt necessary. With a heavy heart, Daniel walked away from first class. He held Lily tighter, whispering softly to her even though she was asleep. He sat in economy, near the back. The seat was narrow. Lily shifted uncomfortably. Daniel closed his eyes for a moment, trying not to feel humiliated. Around him, people whispered. Some felt sorry, some judged silently, but Daniel didn't complain. He only focused on his daughter. As the plane prepared for takeoff, Lily slowly opened her eyes. "Daddy, are we flying in the clouds now?" she asked softly. Daniel smiled. "Yes, princess." She looked around. "This doesn't look like the pictures you showed me." Daniel swallowed. "It's okay. Clouds look beautiful from anywhere." Lily nodded, trusting him completely. Minutes later, something unexpected happened. A man in a dark suit stood up from first class. He was calm, confident, and carried quiet authority in his walk. He looked around, then directly at Amanda. "Excuse me," he said politely. "Why is the gentleman with the child sitting here when his ticket says first class?" Amanda froze. The man continued, "I saw everything." Silence spread across the cabin. Amanda tried to explain. "Sir, the child." He raised his hand gently. "Enough." Then he walked toward Daniel. "May I sit with you for a moment?" he asked kindly. Daniel looked surprised but nodded. The man knelt slightly to Lily's level. "Hello, little angel." Lily smiled. "Hi, uncle." The man's eyes softened. He then looked at Daniel. "You didn't complain. You didn't argue. You only protected your child. That tells me everything about you." Daniel didn't know what to say. The man stood up and turned toward the flight crew. "I am the chairman of this airline's board." Gasps echoed quietly. Amanda's face lost all color. "And in 1 minute," he continued calmly, "we will correct a very big mistake." Amanda felt her knees weaken. Her lips trembled as she tried to speak, but no words came out. The chairman's voice was calm, but it carried power. "Sir," Amanda whispered, "I only followed my judgment." The chairman looked at her gently, yet firmly. "Judgment without humanity is not professionalism." He turned to the passengers. "First class is not about money. It is about dignity." Then he looked back at Daniel. "Sir, please return to your seat." And this time, not only first class, but with respect. Daniel stood slowly. His hands shook slightly. Lily hugged him tighter. As they walked back, passengers quietly moved aside. Some smiled. Some nodded in approval. When Daniel reached the first-class seat, the chairman personally helped Lily settle comfortably. He adjusted her small blanket himself. "You remind me of my own daughter," he said softly. Daniel's eyes filled with tears. "Thank you, but you didn't have to." The chairman smiled. "Yes, I did. Amanda stood nearby, unable to look up. The chairman turned to her. "You will apologize." Amanda swallowed her pride and stepped forward. She knelt slightly in front of Daniel, her eyes full of regret. "I'm sorry. I judged you. I was wrong." Daniel looked at her for a long moment. Then he nodded gently. "I forgive you. I hope you never judge another parent like this." Amanda's tears fell quietly. The chairman then returned to his seat but continued watching Daniel and Lily with a thoughtful expression. As the plane lifted into the sky, Lily looked out the window, amazed. "Daddy, the clouds are like cotton candy." Daniel laughed softly. "Yes, they are. A flight attendant came with special care this time. Warm milk for Lily, extra pillows, soft words." Daniel realized something important. Kindness had power. Silence had strength. After some time, the chairman returned again. "May I ask what you do for a living?" he asked Daniel. Daniel smiled shyly. "I run a small tech repair shop. My wife passed away 3 years ago. Lily is all I have." The chairman listened carefully. "You are doing an amazing job," he said sincerely. They talked quietly. Daniel never mentioned money, never complained about life. He only spoke about Lily's dreams, her school, her love for drawing. The chairman felt something heavy in his heart. When the plane landed, something even more surprising happened. The chairman handed Daniel a card. "If you ever need anything, call me." Daniel looked at it and realized the man wasn't only a chairman. He was also one of the most powerful business leaders in the country. Daniel's hands trembled. "I don't know how to thank you," he whispered. The chairman smiled. "Just keep being the father you are." Weeks passed. Daniel returned to his normal life. His small shop, his simple home, his quiet evenings with Lily. One day, Daniel received a call. It was the chairman. "I have a proposal," he said. Daniel listened carefully. The chairman wanted Daniel to manage a new tech service division under his airline company. He had seen honesty, patience, and leadership in Daniel that day on the plane. Daniel hesitated. "I'm just a small shop owner." The chairman replied, "Great leaders often start small." Daniel accepted. Life slowly changed. Better income, better home, better school for Lily, but Daniel remained the same. 1 year later, Daniel was invited to a company event. Amanda was there too. She was now a different person. Humble, kind, respectful. She walked up to Daniel and Lily. "I learned because of you," she said. Lily smiled and hugged her. Daniel looked at his daughter and realized something. That day on the plane was not about humiliation. It was about destiny. Sometimes, life pushes you down only to show the world who you truly are. And sometimes, 1 minute is enough to change everything. If you want, I can now.